Hi Aries, how are we doing today? Welcome to Just on Tarot. I probably should have done that before I started my camera, but that's all right. All right, we're going to take a look into the week of July 13th to I have no idea, to be quite honest, to the 19th. All right. From the 13th to the 19th. See what's going on. We're using the Moonology Oracle deck. Get an idea, picture what's going on. All right, what do we got going on for the beautiful Aries? What do you want to tell us? We'll go. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. All right, so you might want to look into your North Node, see what that is. There might be a message there. So I feel like currently you're stepping out of your comfort zone, or you're needing to step out of your comfort zone. All right. Definitely kind of nice energy. So, let's see what Tarot's got to tell us. We have the Tower coming out. And usually get a Tower when you step out of your comfort zone. You know, and shakes up the energy, kind of moves things around. But I feel like with Towers, it always gives you a chance to rebuild things much, much stronger than what they were before. All right, what else we got going on for Aries this week? We have the Two of Cups. And then we have the Seven of Cups. This might be a shakeup of energy. So maybe you're getting out and you're starting to look for somebody to bring into your life. You're looking at options, opportunities that come in, you know, especially if you've been dealing with a little bit of grief and been stuck in your head lately, you know, trying to find some inner strength. So I feel like that's kind of what this is about this week. If you've currently had your heart broken, or you've been going through some kind of heartbreak and you're just kind of going in circles in your head, it's the same old thing over and over again. I think it's time to change up the energy. You know, maybe you decide what you're really looking for. And there are options out there, you know, plenty of fish in the sea. All right. What else we got going on? We have Ace of Pentacles, wanting to build something solid with somebody. I like that. Ooh. I like that. What else we got? And the Three of Pentacles. I feel like right now you're kind of like, as you're focusing on that grief and going in your head, you're trying to kind of move past the regret or decisions of something from the past, whatever you felt like that was. And I do see you kind of pushing through some of it. There might be still some choppy waters to deal with that Six of Swords, but definitely feeling like you're pushing through something this week. And a lot of it has to do with stepping out of that comfort zone. But first, I feel like in order to build something solid, you're going to have to change up the energy. Maybe the way you think, maybe the way you do things. You know, change direction. And I definitely feel like with this High Priestess, it's about trusting yourself and knowing intuitively what aligns with your soul and what really doesn't this week. So with that Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, I feel like this is about you working through the options that you have, or you working through some kind of emotional upheaval you've been dealing with. But definitely seeing some teamwork align with you. And I do really like that. So whatever collaboration or teamwork that you're putting into, or whatever work you're putting into, I feel like you're definitely looking at all the options that come around. So, and if this is for love, you know, I do feel like it's really good energy. It's just about you kind of moving past that grief we saw earlier and allowing those emotions to heal up a little bit. You know, maybe focusing more on a loving situation or people in your life that genuinely give you joy. And this could just be moving into like a whole new career. This could be a new relationship. This could be something. But whatever it is, I feel like that Ace of Wands right there kind of lights your spark, your fire. So like whatever joy you have in your life definitely brings you, highlights the passion and the drive that you have. I feel like within yourself, especially with that Queen of Cups on the bottom right here and the Chariot. I really like that. It's about being open and definitely receiving and having the action and the willpower to push yourself forward. And there's that grief showing up again, you know, pushing past that heartbreak, allowing something to just kind of be left out. And if this is you being left out, you have a key. Like, you can unlock that door at any time. So I definitely like this for you guys. Definitely getting out of your comfort zone. All right, tell me about this Tower. Ooh, Ace of Wands. So whatever shift you eventually make, whatever energy you eventually change, it definitely lightens up that spark. And I wouldn't say lighten, ignites is kind of the word I want to go for. That Two of Cups. Whatever you feel kind of soulmate energy you have, whether this is for you or you're out meeting somebody else, make sure they don't make you feel unbalanced type of energy. All right, tell me about the Seven of Cups, please. It's too many. I'm not taking all that. Thank you, though. It came out anyway, so. Ooh, I dropped that. To pick up a card. So we have like a Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Sevens might be super important right now. I think this is... I feel like when you're looking at options and opportunities, it's kind of like protecting your energy and knowing what's good for you and what's not good for you. You know? It's not supposed to be the step and death of a week. The Ace of Pentacles with a Fool. I feel like it's telling you to take a chance, take a risk on something, as long as it feels right to you. That's also about getting your comfort zone and building something solid for whatever that means for you. High Priestess with that Six of Pentacles. I feel like it's about you knowing where to give your energy, where to put it, you know. And that Three of Pentacles with the Hangman is telling you, like, allow yourself to look at different perspectives. It's getting kind of like a broader spectrum on what's going on. You know, it may not be known, but the world is telling you to keep pushing forward with that Eight of Wands. And it's also very fast movement. So whatever it is that you can't really see, or maybe you're afraid of, like, you got to release that type of energy. Like, speak it out loud. Let it go. All right. That's what I have for you this week. I am going to get you an oracle card, so hang on. We're going to do Let It Go. See what's going on with the Aries. A river of love flows through you when you let go. I like that. And I just told you, like, you gotta let go of some of that some of that fear, some of that stuff that holds you behind, the unknown, and just kind of embrace it and allow yourself to push out. And I definitely see good things happening, you know, maybe a shakeup in your dreams or your desires, allowing you to pull in soulmates that don't make you feel unbalanced. And I really like that. Looking at options, opportunities about where you want to guard your energy, where you want to allow your energy, what you want to grow. You know, moving into that Ace of Pentacles with the Fool, allowing yourself to step out of your comfort zone and really, you know, plant a seed where you want it to go. Trusting yourself about where you're receiving your energy, how you're receiving your energy, how you're giving your energy out this week. And definitely getting new perspective on, I feel like, teamwork and how that's built. All right. I don't feel like that was a specific love message, but you can take it how you will. We are going to get you a quick love message because I know a lot of you guys show up for that. So let's just see what's going on with love. We're going to use the Whispers deck. I don't even know what it's called. All right, what do we got going on for the beautiful Aries this week in love? Definitely a time to focus on family. You know, you might be going through some karma right now, and that's okay. But you need to trust your intuition, you know, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with if you're holding on to or you're clinging to a relationship and you've kind of hit your boiling point with something. But I definitely feel like focus on family, let that karma heal, trust yourself, and know that clinging is not really something. You might actually have somebody that's clinging onto you. And that's something you need to let go of, you know, because I feel like it really just kind of clouds your judgment right now. All right. Take that how it resonates. I will see you later. You guys have a great day. Bye.